Have you ever had those moments where you're just like, oh, I just need to change this and that, and I'll transform my life? And you're all about it a week, maybe 2 weeks in, but by that third week, you just feel incredibly overwhelmed and you end up right where you started. There's an easier way to change your habits and transform your life. Today, I want to talk about how you can reframe the mindset you have surrounding your habits so that once that new year hits, you will actually be a different person. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to my channel where we talk all about personal development, self-improvement, self-help, basically anything that we need in order to level up. I'm your host, Mariana Solis, and don't forget to subscribe so that we can embark on this leveling up journey together. So oftentimes, and I'm seeing it a lot right now with like the winter arc, the new year approaching, we feel so motivated to finally change our negative habits. And we just make an effort to actually take back control of our lives. And what ends up happening is that we try to remove all of the negative habits. Oh, I want to completely cut off junk food. Oh, I don't want to be on my phone anymore. My screen time is too high. I'm deleting all my social media apps. Oh, I don't want to watch Netflix anymore. Let me go hide the remote. And what ends up happening? We re-download the apps, we pull up to the drive-thru and pull the remote out of that random drawer. And it's because we do not focus on the root cause of why we do these things in the first place. And there are two big reasons why I notice that I do certain negative habits in that first place. So that first reason could be that we've simply just made it a routine for ourselves to indulge in these negative habits. We eat the junk as soon as we step into the house. Maybe, peek into the freezer. As soon as we step into the kitchen, grab that tub of ice cream, and it's become this routine that we do every single night after coming home from work. We routinely scroll every time we have downtime. We don't even notice it. On the toilet, oh, scroll. Some of us stuck in a red light, scroll. Or maybe we just made it a routine to watch TV for a really long time, too long of a time, before finally turning it off and going to bed. And our habits have become almost unconscious and automatic. The second reason is that we are just tired. And if you notice that you do these bad habits excessively towards the end of the night, or maybe after coming home from a really draining workout or school or work, whatever it is, like this is probably the reason. Our minds are probably just drained from the day or from the activity that we just finished doing. And we're just looking for the easiest, quickest way of stimulating our brains. When you're scrolling or watching a good show, that dopamine is hitting you. You're being easily entertained. It's such a low effort way of entertainment. You're laughing, you're going on a roller coaster of emotions if it's a good drama. Or as soon as that junk food hits your taste buds, boom, it's like a dopamine spike. If it tastes good, it's easy. You're like, yes, it's stimulating. You're getting a hit of instant gratification and at an extremely low price. You don't need to drive anywhere. You don't need to think or do anything other than maybe use your fingers and your jaw. That's it. And so when we try to combat these habits by going against what our body naturally wants to do, which is get stimulated and rewarded, we are setting ourselves up for failure. So instead of trying to take that negative habit away and focus on the end result, start from the beginning. Try to add things that will feel just as rewarding, that will still be stimulating, but that are going to be more productive or even just healthier in general. And when you start focusing on adding healthy habits to your life, that will deem a higher success rate than if you just focus on cutting out the negative. So for example, instead of saying, I want to cut out all junk food, I don't want to keep it in the house anymore, I don't want to eat it anymore, I'm cutting out all processed foods, all sugars, everything out, done. Look at what you can add and ultimately replace the junk food with. Instead, be like, you know what, I want to eat a fruit platter as soon as I come home, so I'm not reaching for the ice cream in the fridge. And while I'm eating the fruit platter, I am going to cook myself something healthy from scratch, and I'm going to put on some good music, and I am going to romanticize the out of it. And that is still going to feel like a reward. You are still going to feel stimulated because one, you're choosing fruits and veggies that you actually enjoy eating, and two, now you've added an activity. And if you're like, damn girl, like why would I want to go cook and add work to my routine after I come home from work? Life should be more than just working and watching TV and going to sleep. That sounds like such an unfulfilling life. If you're going for the junk food as soon as you come home, or if you are going for your phone as soon as you come home from work, to me that sounds like you are trying to escape your reality. You are so tired and drained from work that you are trying to escape those feelings by doing something that is going to take you to a whole different world. While you're eating the junk food, that's all you're going to be thinking about. While you're scrolling on your phone, you're just going to be paying attention to what you see on the screen. You deserve to feel fulfilled in your life. Every single day, you should have an instance where you feel genuine joy. So try your best to add activities to your day so that you feel like you did more than just go to work. You will get to sleep and get to rest eventually, but it's so important that you show up for yourself in the same way that you are showing up for your job and for your boss. So the same thing with the Netflix. I know, a good show is a good show, but that screen time, if you feel drained after watching something like for so long, it just can't be healthy for you. It's not healthy for you. Think about what you can be doing instead. I guarantee you that you will feel so much better if you actually do something productive, or you focus on moving your body instead of just spending 2 hours every single night watching a screen, watching other people live cool and interesting lives. Go make your life interesting, please. But instead of telling yourself, you know what, I'm not gonna watch Netflix, I'm gonna hide the remote, I'm going to delete the app, tell yourself, I'm gonna go on a nice, relaxing walk around my neighborhood around sunset, maybe before dinner or after dinner, or maybe I'm gonna go to a trail or a nice park. I personally like to walk around my neighborhood because I'm tired. I don't want to drive anywhere. But tell yourself, I'm going to go on a walk. I'm going to unwind. I'm going to listen to the birds. I'm going to listen to the families. I'm going to look at the dogs that people are walking and fall in love with the outside world. And then tell yourself, oh, you know what sounds good? After my walk, I am going to give myself a nice self-care night. I'm going to take a long hot shower, maybe put some eucalyptus on the shower head, maybe some essential oil drops on the floor. I'm gonna light a nice candle. I'm gonna read before going to bed, and I'm going to have a nice night. And which night is going to seem more appealing to you? Is it going to be the Netflix, the watching a few episodes, watching a movie, or the other one, going on a walk, having a bomb-ass self-care night? To me, it's not even up for debate. And the truth is that you are never going to be able to stop those negative habits if you have nothing to replace them with. So focus on finding and then adding the stuff or the healthy habits that bring you genuine joy, that make you happy, that make you feel like you're living a fulfilling life. And over time, those healthy habits are going to just naturally replace the negative one without you even having to exert much effort. So think of some habits that you want to pick up and just start romanticizing them. I used to have such a negative view on cooking and baking. Oh, you're gonna get all sweaty. Oh, you have to put in so much time to cook one meal. But because I started romanticizing it, I started playing some jazz music. I genuinely feel like whenever I'm cooking, I'm transported to fucking Paris or something, and I'm cooking food for a nice candlelit dinner that I'm about to have, even though that's not the case. But because I'm romanticizing it so much, I've tricked myself into thinking that it very much so is. So romanticize everything that you do and try as many things as you can until you find just a bunch of healthy habits that are going to be low effort, that are going to feel stimulating, that are going to add joy to your daily life. And I mentioned a few, but I really like going on walks. I go to different parks in my neighborhoods. I go to different hiking trails. I go to even different random neighborhoods. I love going to the gym. Lately, I've been doing at-home Pilates workouts, at-home calisthenics workouts on YouTube. I like sitting out in my porch with my dogs, just playing with them. I like playing with my cats. I like reading a good book. I love reading books, self-improvement books, fiction books. Like I said, I love to bake and I love to cook and I love to find new healthy recipe ideas. I love to turn unhealthy recipes into healthy ones. You can try gardening. There are so many healthy activities out there that you can try. I just try to list a few off the top of my mind, but let me know if you want a video on a bunch of different ideas because there's a lot. You just have to find some that are meant for you. And obviously it's going to take a little bit more effort than just, finding the healthy habits. At first, you are going to have to become aware of when you are doing a negative habit, when it is that you are seeking that quick stimulation, and try to guide yourself. And lastly, remember that it's totally normal to slip up sometimes. There are days where I do catch myself scrolling, weeks where I feel like I've fallen into a mini slump where I just cannot for the life of me stop doing negative habits. But because I've mastered healthy habits and because they've now become like a lifestyle for me, I do these healthy habits regularly in my day-to-day life. Like every single night I go on a walk. I don't remember the last time I didn't do that. So I've learned to genuinely just love doing these healthy habits, and now scrolling or spending too much time on Netflix or, eating the junk food, all of these like negative habits, they're no longer the norm for me. They feel actually pretty uncomfortable for me to do because I've gotten so used to, again, practicing my healthy habits. But if I would have never taken the approach of, practicing the healthy habits, finding those healthy habits, and then adding them to my life, and if I would have just kept trying to just remove every single negative habit, I would have never gotten to this point. And that was all that I had for you guys today. Comment down below some healthy habits that you've been implementing to your day-to-day life or that you would like to start implementing. That way we can just bounce ideas off of each other and maybe even help each other pick up some new and exciting ones. Like this video if you found it helpful, if this motivated you, and don't forget to subscribe so that, again, we can embark on this leveling up journey together. Like, I'm gonna be here for you, you're gonna be here for me. Let's be friends. Subscribe, please. But until next time, bye.